chord mode, auto filter, sidechain functionality, warp, performance effects, time signature. Thank you for these awesome suggestions and the many, many more we've received and being on that journey with us. The good news is Move is powered by a very modern software core, and we can extend it with features over time. And you can help us shaping that future. For this, we actually have a public wishlist on a Discord server. And many people can come there to leave their wishes, upvote other people's wishes. Sometimes our product design team is also in there to read these wishes, and sometimes we'll even ask clarifying questions when we want to understand your needs better. So we can't promise everything on that list, of course, but it's a really great source of feedback that can inform our decision making and what features we want to work on next. So together with feedback from artists, colleagues, beta testers, this can help shape the roadmap. Among many things, we understand how important Move's sampling workflow is for you and better USB MIDI support, and we are looking into ways to make that experience better. So many of you have asked whether we would share a roadmap. At the moment, this is something we don't intend to do. And the reason is quite simple. We don't want to disappoint you with something that's not coming as expected or doesn't come in time. And it's always hard to say, because some things might just be more complex under the surface than you think of, or takes longer to meet our performance requirements, our design standards. And what we always want to make sure of is that Move keeps the simple, joyful, and immediate workflow that it has today. Keep the feature requests coming, but please also understand we're actually a pretty small team, and to get things right, it will take some time. Can you elaborate on the hardware, how you created the product? What are the physical characteristics, sensitivity of the pads, ease of use, and why did you choose this form factor? We started developing ideas a long time ago, and we're really hoping to offer something that's accessible and affordable and make it useful for music makers from all kinds of experience levels. And we wanted to create something that's, has a really immediate and joyful workflow so you can capture ideas really quickly, and we embrace simplicity as one of the core strengths. And of course, we wanted to make something that's, truly portable and standalone so you can take your music making anywhere. At the start of the project, we did a ton of prototyping. We were working on look and feel prototypes to, see the size of the pads and everything. We do workflow prototypes where you can try out how it actually feels. We do paper mock-ups, and we draft the user experience. And then we give this into the hands of artists and music makers from all levels, and then we see what works and what doesn't. And then we iterate many times. So you also ask about the pads. Move's pads are built on the same technology as Push 2, but we iterated on them. So they're a little bit smaller because we wanted the form factor to be a bit smaller and really fit on the desk quite nicely. And we looked into the algorithm and we really improved the polyphonic aftertouch behavior so you can play chords really, really nicely. And when developing Move, we also had longevity in mind. So next to repairability, what we learned from our analysis is that if you want to keep the environmental impact low, you need to support the product with software updates for many, many years to come. And this is how we design Move, and that's what we intend to do. Is there a chance that Move can become a sequencer for modular synthesis modules? We designed Move's USB MIDI architecture to be quite flexible. We added a dedicated USB chip fairly late in the process, so we needed to start with a fairly simple workflow to begin with. Also, we really wanted to focus on the standalone use case, creating ideas quickly and then bringing them into life. Still, we know many of you want Move to work much better in hardware setups, and that's something we intend to work on. And the way this architecture is set up, there's a lot more we can do. So there are actually a lot of different things you can connect to Move's USB-A port. So you can connect a MIDI keyboard like that and play the sounds in Move, but you can also use one of those 5-pin MIDI adapters or something like a USB MIDI to CV interface to play your modulars. And for that, we have a pretty cool example from the community, which we want to show you. Some of you also ask whether you can use Move to control iOS apps. So while we don't have any official integration, you can use the USB MIDI port on Move to wirelessly play your iOS app. There are these dedicated Bluetooth MIDI adapters, And you can just connect it to Move. And I go to the settings here. Yeah, it shows up already. And then I can use the pads to play melodies, and I can play drums. And this is the way you can play your favorite iOS apps, including Ableton Note. Hi Johannes, is there a chance that we get more than 4 tracks with a firmware upgrade? Does the CPU allow it? Okay, I want to be straightforward about this one. No, we do not intend to add 4 more instrument tracks to Move. So the way we optimize Move's CPU performance wouldn't allow for that. So Move's CPU performance and memory is optimized to give you a really stable, snappy, fluid experience so you can stay in the flow. That was the #1 priority when we made Move. So, you can go wild and play 64 samples, automate all parameters. Move will never drop out on you or won't lag. And also we want to keep the remaining headroom that we have for more creative features, connectivity features, so we can actually extend what Move can do. So we continuously run automated tests on an internal server rack to make sure the new features meet our performance benchmarks. So when we built the first prototypes, we thought about this question whether 4 tracks are enough, a lot. But then we made these prototypes and we gave it into the hands of artists and colleagues, and everyone really clicked with it. It was really fun. They were creating a lot of ideas. So we knew we were into something quite special and decided to go ahead with it, knowing that whatever you start in Move, you can always extend it in Live and Push, and that's where you finish your music and put all the details in. So we think once you dive in, there's actually a lot to explore. I mean, you can have 16 samples just in one track. You can have 4 of them. That means you can play 64 samples at the same time. You can play all of them pitched. You can automate any parameter, change the sample start point. You can resample. So there's a lot to explore and move forward with. And here's actually some amazing examples from the community just making music on 1 track alone. As an owner of Push 3 Standalone, I have a question. How could I integrate Move to my Push 3 Standalone workflow? So there's actually a couple of different ways you can use Move and Push 3 Standalone together. So the first one, it's still in public beta, but Push 3 Standalone now supports the cloud. So on my Move, I have a set that I want to upload to the cloud. Let's just play that back. I press Shift and the pad now can upload to cloud from here. And let's take a look at Note here. So we're going to see this appear in Note in a second. Okay. So now I can see that the set appeared on our iOS app Note. But I can also go to Push, go to my set library, go to the new clouds folder that is in the beta. I'm going to open the folder here. And here we go. Let's open that up. And let's play it back. So please note, this is still in beta, but it's coming in the Push 2.1.5 release that's coming soon. So the second thing we can do is use Move as a controller for Push. So for this, I need to connect USB-A port on Push to the USB-C port on Move. And then I need to put Move into control live mode. And now it's acting as a controller for Push Standalone. So what I can do, for example, is I put Move into the session mode, and now I can launch scenes from here. And then on Push, I can play the instruments or sequence my ideas. And this is how you can build a small performance setup, whether it's studio or stage. The third way I want to show you is that you can use Link to connect both Move and Push, and then you can sample from Move into Push if you like. So to make sure Link works, I have to go to the setup menus of both devices. So let me go to Push here first. And here you can see Link is turned on. I need to be on the same Wi-Fi network for this to work. Then on Move, I also go to the setup menu here. See if Link is set up. So it's set to tempo, so it would automatically sync the tempo between the two. I'm now going to start a beat on Push. And now I'm going to bring in another loop for Move over here. And now I can see this is playing back here on my push. The audio is already coming in. And I can change the tempo, which I can do from any device, whether it's push or move. So now I'm going to record the audio, and then I can go on and work with that sample. For example, I can slice it out. This is a really fun way to jam with your friends and other musicians. Are new sounds coming to Move or not? So Move already comes with 1,500 great samples and presets, but it's really important to us that you can make Move your own and get more sounds onto it. One way is you can actually easily upload your own samples and presets via the Move Manager. So that's a web-based tool that you can use on your computer or even on your phone, and then you can see all the content inside Move and manage it from there. So actually we are currently actively developing a feature in Live that allows you to build your own custom drum racks and drift presets that you can then bring into Move. It's really exciting. The community is already sharing a lot of these presets in the Discord channel and other places, so you can go and download these today and get more sounds for your Move. Some of you have asked if we will allow uploading custom wavetable presets. At the moment, we don't intend to do that. Wavetable patches can be quite complex and demanding, and Move CPU might just not be able to handle it. But we're actually exploring new instruments and effects for the future, so you can get more sounds that you like on Move. How can we make note repeats, trap heads, for example? So actually there's a couple of ways to do it, which I want to show you, so let's dive in. So I have a simple loop playing here, and I want to add some rolls to the hi-hats. I want to change this one. So what I do is I turn on the repeat function. It's on 16th note right now. I want to change it to 30-second notes and see what happens. So let's capture that one, and then I want to add another one with a slower 8th triplet grid. So another way I can do this is by changing the step grid. So I go to the workflow settings and change the step grid to 30-second notes. And now I can navigate the different pages. So let me navigate to the second page, and then I can sequence 30-second notes. I can also add snare rolls to this. For this, I'm going to turn on the 16 pitches mode. So now I can play the snare in pitches. And I'm also going to turn on note repeat again. There we go. And here's a final tip. You can actually copy sequences of notes around. So let me go to that second page, and then we have the triplets over here, and I want to copy these to another step. So I hold the 3 steps, and then I paste it here.